You guys did have one sack in that game, but only one sack so far this season. No takeaways as a defense. How much of a difference would it make, do you think, if you guys were able to generate a little bit more pressure, maybe take the ball away a time or two?
Immensely. I know our focus going into the season was we were going to shut down the run game, and we preached that all off season. And I think we've done that pretty well. At least early on when we're competing in the early start of the game. One thing that we're noticing now, though, is if we stop the run, we make these teams throw. We need to make them throw quick to get these turnovers. And if we can't get pressure on the quarterback or make them uneasy back there, they're just going to end up exploiting that and throwing all over us. So it's something that we're really focusing on, especially going into UCLA.
Sure. I think Coach Sumlin mentioned that, you guys actually got them into some advantageous situations for the defense early in the game, right? Third and longs. And then they ended up converting those. Is that maybe an underrated element of what happened in that game?
It's almost like it's exciting for us to see because I feel like what we've noticed as a defense, we do really good on first and second down. We put them in third down situations. But it's almost like we're missing that last piece of the puzzle to get off the field in that third down because we get into a first down, second down, third and long, and then we always seem to end up losing that. So I think going into practice this week, especially yesterday when we were cleaning up, we're noticing that that's a huge thing that we need to correct. And if we can get that figured out, I think our defense will really see a turning point.
Can you talk a little bit about UCLA, what they do on offense and what your keys are?
Yeah, obviously, we're watching the film from last week. They're very dual threat. They can run, they can pass. Their running back, Felton, looked really good. We saw him shine really well last week. Their backup quarterback, Griffin, I thought he played excellent. Whoever does end up starting, I think we're going to be ready for both of them. Just looking at their O-line, I know their left tackle, number 74, he looked outstanding too. A guy that we're going to be really keen on, try to get some stuff going there. But really exciting offense. It's Chip Kelly. We're excited to play. The guy's a master of the game, so we're just really excited to play against him.
And break down that 65-yard play you guys gave up in the first quarter. It looked like you were on the left side. You guys were playing man, and the right side might have been playing zone. What was the setup on that play defensively?
It was just a great call by the offense. We had zoned off, and they had we had no underneath defenders because they sent the running back out, so the linebacker went with him. So it was just a great offensive play call to a great defensive play call. So it was just a great counter.
You were the safety on that side. Were you supposed to follow that receiver, or were you supposed to stay kind of neutral on that left side?
Nah, I was man, like you said. I had a man vertical, so the underneath defender, he was just wide open, and then it was a great play.
As a guy who's from the SoCal area, how important is this game this weekend?
Well, the USC and UCLA games is always fun to me, and it's like I take it as personal. Like as a kid from SoCal, the IE, and you don't recruit in your backyard, I take it very personal. Every team wants to go to their hometown school, so I'm not gonna say too much about it. I'm just go out there play my game, and just show them what I can do.
And were you UCLA or USC, or what was your fandom like?
Well, for me, it was always UCLA basketball and USC football. So, I like two sports. So, it was hand in hand. I didn't really stick to one.
Let's talk a little bit about UCLA. Give us a preview of what they do on offense, what you've seen. And, first week it was DTR. Last week it was the backup. We're not sure who you're going to see this week. How do you guys prepare?
Well, we're just going to continue watching film. They overfed Felton, number 10. He is a very great player, but at the end of the day, one player can't beat us. So, we're just going to come together as a team, all 11 of us, and we're going to come out and just play hard.
Do you like football better than basketball? Like, why did you choose football instead?
I chose football because, well, I chose to go to a bigger school and play both. That was my goal. So I came here to get that opportunity to play basketball. Hopefully I still get that opportunity, but I chose football to play scholarship football, which I love, and walk on possibly earn a scholarship in basketball too as well.
Where does that sort of thing stand? I know it's really tricky, especially with the schedule this year, but is it something you're looking to maybe do in the future?
Yes, of course. I still haven't given up on basketball yet. It's another love of mine. So hopefully next year after this little COVID season passes by, I could get in the loop in basketball next year.
You're the closest thing we're getting to an offensive lineman this week, so you'll have to serve as the spokesman. for that group. What, after looking at the film of, especially of the pass protection, what do you think? What are the areas where you feel like the group as a whole needs to get better to keep Grant clean?
Yeah, I mean, I think that it was definitely, especially watching the film back, that was an area that Washington kind of exploited us in. But honestly, I give a lot of credit to Washington's D-line too. Those were that front seven and that front four especially were some of the most talented and physical players that I've gone up against since I've been here too, for sure. So I know that the tackles had a big job on their plate, but I know that's a huge emphasis going into practice this week is really just shaping some things up, especially in the pass pro aspect to really clean up those edges, because I know as an offense, it was we were trying to do some things, but we just down the field, we just didn't really have enough time. So that's definitely been an aspect that we're focusing on.
So what was it like just traveling and all the events leading up to the game on Saturday?
It was interesting. I was kind of talking to a lot of the guys on the team, actually. I think this was the first time that any of us have been up to UW. Or a lot of us, at least, maybe Lorenzo or someone, but so it was interesting. And I remember we landed at like 5 o'clock and it was already pitch black out. I was like, what the heck? I wasn't used to the sun setting so early, but it was a good trip. I think that we were focused and dialed in, but it was my first time in Seattle. It was a cool place for sure.
And obviously you couldn't really see Seattle like a normal trip, but I mean, were you guys kind of hunkered down in your hotel room? What was, just everything like it just before the game?
Yeah, with everything going on with COVID and stuff, we're not allowed to leave the hotel or anything like that, and not really allowed to hang out in other guys' rooms for contact tracing and things like that either. So we kind of had to admire from our windows a little bit, but it was still fun.
How hard is it to block out all the negativity that might be coming in from outside the program?
I mean, it's tough. It definitely is. We hear you can't really go on social media or even like our Instagram posts and things like that, all the comments. But I mean, we just can't pay attention to that. It's all about us. That's a phrase we use. It's, really what happens inside the walls here at Arizona football is really all that matters to us. And things people say and things like that shouldn't affect us, how we play or, how we feel.
Can you talk a little bit about the role of the tight ends and in what you guys as a position group want to achieve in the game?
Yeah, I think that, UCLA, they run a lot of split safety, a lot of zone coverage. So I think that especially, for the tight ends, we're going to look to kind of exploit that a little bit. And even as an offense, just pick the zone coverage apart, find spots in the zone coverage that, we can sit. Maybe not even all the way down the field, even if it's just like a 5-yard route, just, find that space in the coverage. So that's definitely going to be in the game plan this week.